When you order a thick milkshake, you're probably not even remotely thinking about the lessons in life that it can teach you. But consider this. A lot of people like ice cream, and according to a study by a Harvard professor, a lot of people like ice cream in the morning. Clayton Christensen is a former Utahn who now teaches business to Harvard students. He and another professor did a little observation on ice cream to prove a theory.
What causes good things to happen and why? And it's easy to correlate this with that, but understanding what causes it allows you to look what will happen if you do this, because a good theory is a statement of what causes what and why.
He and his partner watched a little fast food shop as it served the breakfast crowd, and they found a surprising number of people were simply ordering an ice cream shake. They wanted to know why. Now try and understand this very intelligent professor as he refers to buying a milkshake in his Harvard business terms. So, what is it about a morning milkshake?
When I have this job to do and I come here and hire this milkshake, it is so viscous that it takes me 25 minutes to suck it up that thin little straw. I don't care what the ingredients are. All I know is it's still in my stomach at 10 a.m.
Many of the folks passing through the fast food joint were truckers on the road or facing a long drive to work and wouldn't have a chance to eat again for a while. They were getting exactly what they wanted, food that would stick with them. But what restaurant owner would anticipate milkshakes being popular on the breakfast menu?
Peter said better than we did that rarely is the customer buying what the company thinks that it's selling them.
Dr. Christensen made this profound observation. When you continue to give someone something they don't want, it's more difficult to effect change.
When you try to convince them to do what they're not trying to do, it is like an uphill death march through knee-deep mud.
When you understand exactly what you need to provide, the process runs much more efficiently.
If you understand the job, you make it easier and simpler to do what they're trying to do. It's a home run.
It's a concept we can implement in business, in healthcare, in schools. For example, students may not be motivated to get good grades, but they are motivated to feel successful.
Motivating people is a problem that doesn't characterize just K through 12 education. It just pervades everything that we do.
Dr. Christensen's theory is called Disruptive Innovation, and it's being praised by business icons and civic leaders alike.
He pinpoints that businesses tend to think in terms of what's good for the business. In government, we do the same thing. And if we are looking at, well, what's good for the constituent? What's good for the customer? What do they really want? Like the milkshake example, well, they want something that's thick, that they can spend some time with. And, you know, our constituents, we need to really get in tune with, well, what do they want? And are we meeting those needs?
Dr. Christensen says Utah's education model is actually quite impressive, providing better education at lower cost. And he sees a positive trend emerging in higher education, with general coursework being offered online.
Most of the students in a class are not learning when they're being taught, or they're learning very inefficiently. When you deliver the content online, you can actually deliver the content in a way that corresponds with the wiring of how you learn in your mind.
While Dr. Christensen speaks of education and disruptive innovation, he addresses a crowd of hundreds of students and civic leaders. Dr. Christensen shares his theories for the Utah League of Cities and Towns Local Officials Day at the Legislature in Salt Lake City. And perhaps his message will inspire new ideas in the minds of our future leaders. For the Utah League of Cities and Towns, I'm Susan Wood.